Glen holder. I am the president of Guaymay Energy Alliance Credit Union. Let's say, yes, I'm a family man. I'm married. I have a daughter who just finished her MBA. I'm so glad about that. I take my family serious. I've been married a long time, a very long time, so that's good. I've been a member of this credit union since about 1981 when I joined Amoco Trinidad Oil Company as a petroleum engineer. Back then, when you join Amoco, we offered an application form for membership was all part of the employment package. It came along with the pension sign-up form, the medical sign-up form, so you'll have a credit union sign-up form. Back in 1981, the credit union was restricted to only Amoco employees and their dependents. Right?
My name is Moren. I live at Pleasance Road, Mayaro. I am originally from Radix Village, Mayaro, and I've actually lived all my life in the Mayaro area. I am the manager of the Guaymay Energy Alliance Credit Union and have been in the position for the last 2 years. I started school at the Mayaro, St. Thomas RC School in Mayaro, and after sitting the common entrance examination, I passed the Mayaro Composite School, known as the Mayaro Secondary School. I subsequently went on to pursue my A-levels at the Rio Claro College, now known as the Rio Claro West Secondary School, and went on to pursue a degree in Information Systems and Management through the University of London as an external student. After completing my degree at the University of London, I went on to do a Master's in Strategic Leadership and Management through the University of the West Indies. I've been married for just about 8 years now. I have a lovely wife and 2 children, 3 and 5 years old, very energetic, and my family is my pride of my success. Being a resident of Mayaro and actively involved in the community, it has seemed to me that one of the best contribution that I could make is being involved in a business in the area. The credit union is an organization that is owned by members of the community and members of the energy sector, and through that I think we could be able to develop our area as with me devoting my talents towards this.
My name is Mutota. I am a board member of the Guaymay Energy Alliance Credit Union. I am also the head or the chairman of the Education Committee. My responsibility as head of the Education Committee is to educate the members and the board and other organs about the philosophy of the cooperative movement. Let me begin by defining what a credit union is. A credit union is considered a financial cooperative. Now, there are many different kinds of cooperatives. There are financial cooperatives, there are fishing cooperatives, there are agricultural cooperatives, there are educational cooperatives. The credit union happened to fall in one of those categories as a financial cooperative. And I just want to read a bit so that the public can understand what a credit union is or what a cooperative is. A cooperative, it is said, is a group of persons acting together to meet common goals, needs, and aspirations of its members, sharing ownership and making decisions. In that context, a cooperative is a people's institution. Now, the beginning of the cooperative movement in Trinidad has its antecedent of origin in the Africans who came to this country. So in fact, the first idea of cooperative action in Trinidad and Tobago was the susu, which many people in rural areas especially and throughout the country would know it is an institution that has been organized based on trust, where people accumulate funds to assist others to achieve certain kinds of financial goals. So that this is actually the beginning, or what is called the antecedent, of the cooperative philosophy in Trinidad and Tobago. Now the word susu derived its name from the West African language of the Yoruba, which is spelled E-S-U, E-S-U-S-U, and is pronounced Esusu. So that this philosophy of self-help and cooperative action is what is a dominant philosophy in the cooperative movement and what is supposed to prevail and be the dominating influence in a credit union, which is a financial cooperative. Now, a lot of people are not aware that we also had in Trinidad a forerunner to the credit union, and these were the friendly societies. The friendly societies existed before the credit union movement, and in fact, these friendly societies were founded by freed Africans who, after leaving the plantation, organized themselves in friendly societies, which helped to provide financial benefits in case of you getting sick. In the main, however, it provided for funeral expenses in case your family could not afford to pay for your funeral. So this was the forerunner to the cooperative or the credit union movement in Trinidad. For example, in this community, you had a very prominent friendly society, which was the St. Peter's Friendly Society, right down in Plaisance in Mayaro. You also had one in Guaymay called the Guaymay Friendly Society, which is to meet at the Popwell Hall, which is now that building is now destroyed. So this gives you an idea of how long the philosophy of the cooperative movement has existed in this country.
My real interest in the credit union started is that when I joined in 1981, just coming out of university, the first thing I wanted to do was, of course, buy a car. Already born in Port of Spain, live in Port of Spain, went to school in Queen's Royal College in Port of Spain, went to university at the West Indies on a MOCO scholarship to study petroleum engineering. So once I graduated, I needed to get a car because based in Galta Point. So I was so anxious to get the car, I went ahead and bought it through a financial institution, and I was so happy to come to work with it. At that time, one of the members in the credit union asked me, why didn't you give us the business? And I say, which business? I say, why didn't buy the car, which I just bought through a banking organization, why didn't buy it through the credit union? So I said, tell me more. Then he told me it would have been cheaper if I had buy my car from the credit union versus the financial institution back in early 1980s. And then that caught my attention because back when I come out to school, once you see the magic words cheaper, it ring alarm bells in my mind. So what I promptly did, I investigated if I was to borrow the same amount of money and pay off the car, how much my loan installments would be, how much my interest would be, and how much I'll benefit. And I went to the bank and I compared with how much I was paying for the bank. And then I realized it would be much cheaper to take the loan for the car from the credit union. So I promptly paid off the banking institution and transferred the loan to the credit union, and I saved myself some money. And since that first learning, really is a learning, being with the credit union, done most all my business with the credit union. What the credit union has taught me is that if you could get a cheaper loan, is in my interest. And what that taught me, everyone should do. You investigate what is your loan payment, any institution, investigate which is the credit union offering, and you do what is the best interest of you. And I'm pretty certain that I have learned and found out in the past, the credit union going to be much cheaper in most regards. And then the other thing I learned too, while you're paying off on your loan, Basilian loan, I was accumulating savings. So by the time I paid for the car, I had more savings than when I first started. So that little story there taught me a lot. And that's a story I normally relate to people when I do orientation to new members, or I'm trying to get people to join the credit union. Is that you gotta do things that makes financial sense to you. And if it makes sense to borrow from the credit union, why not do it and save money? And then the interest paid by a credit union is much more than the banks and the trust by much more. We paid 4.65% last year, I know the banks and the credit and the trust paying way less than 1%. So you get about 400 to 500% more money or more profits on the credit union versus. So to me, as you say, it's a kind of no-brainer. So to me, being a member of credit union is a major asset to any individual in Trinidad and Tobago.
A credit union is a member-owned financial cooperative that provides services to our members, and in that, the range of services that we provide would include deposits, share investment, as well as loan acquisition for the pursuit of personal development and small businesses. A credit union is a lot different from a bank and other financial institutions. Contrary to what the people see on the outside and believe that a credit union is a bank, we are not a bank. A credit union is owned by the membership. And by that I mean, anybody who is a member of the credit union is also a partial owner. Unlike other financial institutions, as a member of the credit union, being a part owner entitles you to a number of benefits that you would not be able to realize in various institutions. As a member, you could become a director of the board of our board of directors, a committee members, and a volunteer for any one of our committee.
Now, as it relates to the credit union, the Guaymay Energy Alliance Credit Union is possibly the longest surviving financial cooperative or credit union in the southeastern region of Trinidad. I would like to also take the opportunity to mention that the modern cooperative as we know it now had its beginning in Europe, in Scotland to be exact. Some of the documents suggest, other documents suggest Manchester, England. But it began at the time of the Industrial Revolution, when workers' welfares were threatened. As industrialization took place, machines began to replace humans, men mainly. And these people needed a way to survive. And so they founded these cooperatives in order to provide for each other in the case of a person losing their job. And these cooperatives went on to provide other goods and services to its members. So in Trinidad and Tobago today, we have quite a number of cooperatives. We have consumer cooperatives in which a number of people band together to buy goods to resell at a better rate to their members. Now, I've always had to make this point about the difference between a cooperative or a credit union and a bank. A credit union is not a bank. And let me sort of explain that, what I mean by that. A bank is a financial institution established to provide financial services to the public. Its main function, therefore, is to provide financial services in order to reap profits for its owners, its shareholders. A credit union or a cooperative is defined differently in that it is a member-owned financial institution. A credit union, I repeat, is a member-owned financial institution. In other words, each member is an owner of that particular institution. So it is established that way to provide financial and other services for its members. And a credit union is not defined exclusively by providing just financial services. If you look at the bylaws of Guaymay, for example, Guaymay Energy Alliance Credit Union, one of the things in the bylaws is that we must provide for the social and cultural well-being of its members. However, because one of our primary functions is the function of lending money and savings, the credit union movement is defined by the loans that it gives to its members and the saving opportunity that it provides for its members. But one of the decisions we took at our education committee this year, the education committee of 2015, is that we are going to do more to provide for the cultural, aesthetic, and educational needs of the member. So we set ourselves 3 targets, the Education Committee of 2015. And one is the youth advocacy. We believe that more young people need to consider the credit union as their financial institution of choice, because we believe that it offers them a better opportunity for financial security in the long term. So one of the main pillars of the Education Committee of 2015 is youth advocacy.
As it is at this point in time, the credit union is a developing financial institution. As part of my vision, I would see a lot more. I would like to see a lot more of the population, the citizens or the residents in the area, involved in owning a share or becoming a member of the credit union. I am seeing that upward growth and climb. For instance, in 2014, well, usually we open about approximately 150 to 200 new accounts every year. Last year we opened just over 682 new accounts, and of those 682 new accounts, only 49 persons were people from outside of our community. So that shows a great penetration of the market, and I would agree that I would like to see a lot more persons in the area involved into as a member of the credit union.
I've been involved in boards off and on since a while back, but it's only in 2011 when I became president, I would say I stepped up to the plate really. And I started to look deeply at the financial position of the credit union and the workings of the credit union. I started to look at data. So back in 2011 when I took over as president, we were kind of static. Loans were going down, which is not good. Our assets were actually decreasing, which is not good at all. So I realized with the board, then we need to do a deep dive into the data, who are members, who are borrowing, who are not borrowing, what's going on, and come up with a strategy to turn the credit union around by getting people to borrow more, by making more prudent investments our funds to benefit the membership. It was kind of interesting. I had some people, some peers who are members, I kind of say, well, come on, why don't you come on the board? I used to be in the board and I dropped out. They said, why don't you come back on the board? And they said together we could improve things and make things happen for the benefit of all members. And I said, okay, I'll come on board and see how I could help. And then the president then migrated. I was the vice president, so I was thrust onto the president position. But coming back with renewed spirit, and fresh, and I'm willing to succeed. And all the business experience I got from being a senior manager in BP, we start to look at the data. The first thing is look at the credit union data, how much members you have, who borrowing, who not borrowing, what kind of loans, what kind of interest rate, what dividends. And once we can understand the data, we're able to see what we need to do to improve the performance. And I guess with that help, encouragement, led me to come and do work. And I mean, it was great to see as they do work and they see improvement, they feel so motivated to do more. And I think that has kind of pulled me along, and collecting rewards, I think we all feel great, and I think all the members should feel proud that we've really come a long way. We're ready to turn around the performance of the credit union. We're doing very, very good. So that encouragement from a president then to come on board, I guess he saw some kind of talent in me that I wasn't really think I could have contributed then. Come out, and once I got there, I guess with the support of the board and the committees and the staff, we really took off. I think I have a good understanding of the data, what we need to do to be successful and to stay successful and be successful. And the evidence is the awards and the performance of the credit union.
Well, as the manager of the credit union, I'm responsible for not just the management of the members' affairs, but also managing the staff, and I'm also the treasurer of the board of directors. So financial management is very important towards the success of this credit union. I'm also responsible for ensuring that all our members' needs are met, ensuring that our resources are utilized in the best manner possible, ensuring that our compliance and regulatory framework is in place and adhered to, and ensuring that at the end of the day, the members receive the value from the business. Under my management, I would not say that I, as an individual, have had all of the success. I've been able to enjoy some of the successes while during my tenure, but I would really attribute the successes of the credit union to the contribution made by the staff, the board and committees, and the greater membership. For over the last 2 years, I am very happy to say that the organization has grown in size from $86 million total asset base to over $130 million at present. In 2012, the organization would have done approximately $15 million in loans, and at the end of 2014, we closed with $44 million in loans, granting loans for that period. So there have been a lot of great successes that we enjoy as a team, and our members are the beneficiaries of these things.
We have utilized Credit Union Month 2015, which is October, to engage in educational activities to enlighten the members on the role of the credit union movement, its philosophy, and the need for members to understand that they are owners of this institution. We have grown significantly over the years as a credit union, and you may have gotten some of that information in another interview. But I think what is important for us to understand is that we are an institution in this community with about $130 million in assets, which means this credit union can play a significant role in shaping the economic future and direction of this community. It is homegrown, it is established in this community, its main office is in this community, and there are plans to have a building built so that the headquarters of the credit union will be permanently in this community. We have found that in too many instances, people in the community are not aware of the existence of the credit union and its possible, what you may call potential in terms of their assistance. And we are hoping in the course of time to change that.
We started having an annual business plan where we could performance manage the credit union on a monthly business to make sure we meet new improved performance factors. So with those measures we put in place, we have to turn the credit union around. And when I look, as I was looking at the information just a few days ago, we have actually doubled the size of the credit union in 4 years. We have doubled the size of loans. We had about 40 million in loans back in 2011. Now we have 91 million, so we have doubled that. We had shares around 60 million. Now we have over 120 million in shares. Our membership has grown by 25%. So although shares has doubled, it wasn't because we doubled membership. That means our members have more savings now than before. So we have made it attractive for them to save, and we have made it attractive for them to borrow too. And what was nice, we were just going about turning around the credit union, which was on a path of growth, but we were recognized by the Credit Union League of Trinidad and Tobago. Beginning for last year was 2012, yeah, with best financial performance and best credit union overall in Trinidad and Tobago, which was a big surprise for us. Because we didn't win anything yet before, of course, no prize whatsoever. And then when we turn around things, right, that was another indicator that we were ready to turn things around. We recognized at such a high level by the League of Trinidad and Tobago, which oversees all the credit unions and registered with them. So to me, as a major achievement that we want a significant role. And not only won in 2012, we won in 2013 as well. And last night I was proud to receive on behalf of the membership an award for best financial performance for the credit union. A large category. Before used to be a medium size, now we are large. So we growing membership, we growing loans, of course we growing savings. I mean the members now have more savings than they had before, which is fantastic. We're growing in that.
At present, there are 10 members of staff at our organization. We have been growing consistently with the size and the staff. We have recently added 2 new persons to our team. Our lending and recovery department consists of 4 persons. Our accounts department, there are 2 persons in that department, 2 persons in customer service, is a compliance officer, and of course myself, the manager on our team. Guaymay Energy Alliance Credit Union offers a range of products to our members, including deposits, facilities, access to loan facilities, investment in our shares, as well as insurance product, and these are all available to our members. Upon visiting the offices, we'll be able to give a greater detail of what are the requirements and what are the benefits of investing in these products. The credit union has been involved in some community development activities, and we are actually now positioning ourselves to really add more value to the community. We have been the type of institution who has really served our members in the community, in the energy sector as well, by providing financial services and improving the livelihood of our members. So as it is for our contribution to the community, I have actually seen a lot of persons in our community develop, has grown from one position into moving to another position financially, and our contribution goes beyond financial into the more social lifestyles of the membership and the community as such. As far as community development is concerned and sponsorship, we are the Guaymay Energy Alliance Credit Union has recently sponsored $40,000 towards the development of a junior cooperative society at the Mayaro Secondary School, as well as we contribute a lot to a number of community groups who exist within this area as well, sporting groups, schools, and other social groups. So we try to be able to let our presence be felt, because most of our business are transacted within the community, so we try to give back as much as possible. There's an assigned budget to this, and there are a number of groups who have benefited throughout the period.
So we want the community to know that we are here. We are a very important financial institution in this community. And we believe as the economy experiences challenges, that the credit union movement, like it did in the early 1700s when the Industrial Revolution impacted on the workers and the people of Europe, that the credit union will be important as we experience these new economic challenges, as the global market for our main product, energy, is depreciated. So here's an opportunity for people to have a financial institution that will be sympathetic to their needs, because as I said earlier, it is not a bank. You own this institution. So if you experience hardships at some point in time, because you're an owner, you can then sit down with your officers, with your manager, with your loan officers, and work out payment plans. In other words, we don't have the same, what you may call, harsh approaches to solving financial problems or dealing with financial problems as per se a bank. The other thing about the cooperative movement and the credit union, because it is member owned, any member can be elected to the board at the AGM, which is the annual general meeting, which is the highest body of the credit union. In other words, the members who own this organization, when they meet together, which constitutes the AGM, that is the highest functioning body in the credit union. In addition to that, the credit union has committees that you can participate in, you can be appointed to. You have, like the education committee, you have credit committees, supervisory committees, investment committees. In other words, it affords you an opportunity to participate in your own institution. And I always like to say this to members, that they must understand that the credit union is not a bank, as I stated before previously, but it is not owned by the board. It is not owned by the executive. And therefore, when members do not participate in the AGM and seek an interest in what is happening in the organization, you are abdicating your responsibility as an owner of the institution, right? And I don't think I can overemphasize this distinction of a credit union being a member-owned organization as against a bank. which is a private-owned institution.
We are the only credit union in Miaro. I think it's important, and we're very, very successful. So we want to make sure almost everyone in Miaro, Guaymay, Rio Claro will join us. There's only tremendous benefit for them, and I really invite them to join the credit union as soon as possible, so that they could benefit from the financial business we offer them. Because as a community, we have always been based it, and we are full owners of the credit union as well. So we came from being average, mediocre credit union to a top credit union in the credit union. We have not done it once, not a one-off. We did it in 2012, we did it in 2013 and 2014, and we have in 2015 we continue to grow and prosper. So I think when people look back, when this thing started and who was the president there then, I think that legacy will remain with this history when I'm long gone and your children are president and running this credit union. They remember this is a key turning point for this credit union, where we have moved from being mediocre and declining to improving year on year. As we said, we come from 2011, we are getting smaller. And between 2011 and 2015, we have more than double the size in credit union in terms of assets, loans, shares, which is the key parameters. And dividends, we're paying strong dividends, strong. We have a lot of cash reserves. People can get their money anytime they want. We have a lot of cash, very, very, very liquid, which says a lot. That's the reason why we win the awards to be well balanced.
The group scout leader for the first Mayor Sea Scouts in Miaro, as well as a member of the St. Thomas RCPT, where my daughter attends. Now, the credit union has afforded me the opportunity to do these things by giving me time off to be able to assist with the growth and development of young people in the area. It is really something that I have a passion for, and I extend myself in that way, and I've been involved in this movement even beyond the credit union. I know some of the challenges. One of the reasons that I actually decided to take up this job is to be able to stay in the community so that I could be able to facilitate the growth and development of not just the community but the youth in the community. So I'm very thankful for the opportunity to be at the credit union and for the members and the board of directors' support in pursuing these goals. As a member and a shareholder, depositing money in shares does not mean that you will just be able to or be eligible for an interest at the end of the year. What it means is that everything that we make in profit at the end of the year from the investments and loans and other financial services would be redistributed to the members in the form of dividends. So your shareholder, part owner of the business, and you're eligible for part of the profit based on the amount, the value of the shares that you have inside. So in that way, you will actually receive a lot more dividends or a lot more profits or a greater return on your money than investing in other financial institutions. As a credit union, our aim is to ensure that our members grow financially as well as socially in their position. Our credit union has been involved in ensuring that, or developing a number of small businesses, including the agricultural, the fishing, even the transportation industry in the area. We work together with our members so that they can be able to maximize their potential for growth. We provide financial services as well as advice and guidance to help them to properly manage their business so that they can become successful in delivering or successful in their endeavors. It's a lot easier to access a loan through the credit union as opposed to the bank and financial institution. Not because we don't do our normal checks and so on, and we don't approve loans based on similar philosophies. However, what we try to do is grant loans to our members with the understanding that not everyone will be able to access loan at the major financial institutions. As a member of the loan and as a member of the credit union and as a part owner, your say in the development of the organization is very important. We provide services to our members, and as such, we treat them as owners. And that is the main difference, or why it is a lot easier to be able to access loans through the credit unions rather than the banks. Our interest rates on loans are, at present, there is a 1% interest on a reducing balance, 1% per month on a reducing balance on general loans and on mortgages, it's 0.5% on the reducing balance. And we said there's no other charges or cost to these loans, so members benefit directly from it. Also, the interest that is paid towards the loan, part of it comes back to the member in the form of dividends against their shares. So it's not like on one hand you pay out the money and that's it. There's another hand that will receive the money coming back into you. So basically you pay yourself when you take a loan from the credit union.
I believe that moving forward, that the credit union will continue to grow simply because the credit union is a people's organization and it's all about people and their welfare. We want the community of Mearo and Guaymay to understand this and to become more involved in the activities and the affairs of the Guaymay Energy Alliance Credit Union. At our last AGM, we changed our name from Guaymay Alliance Credit Union to Guaymay Energy Alliance Credit Union, simply because we wanted to give a broader focus to the energy sector. But we still primarily remain a community credit union that services the needs of the communities of Mearo and Guaymay. And we are looking forward to spread beyond these communities, to communities like Rio Claro and other communities that may need a credit union with the reputation that we have. So I, encourage the public to join the credit union, to be part of it. I encourage our existing members who sometimes I meet who have not been in the building for years, even though they have accounts in the credit union, to become more involved. This institution is our institution, and we can proudly say that we own it. And if we manage it well, we can leave a legacy for the next 40 years. Because next year will be the 40th anniversary of this credit union. And that is a very, very significant achievement. If we manage this well, we can then have another 40 years, and who knows, 100 years of providing financial advice, financial benefits to the communities that we serve in the Mearo and Guaymay area.
In the next 5 years, I would like to see Guaymay Energy Alliance Credit Union grow to probably double its size, but not just in dollar value, but also in membership. I'd like to see greater participation of our members, and I would also, right now we are working on that. There's an offsite branch in BP, Port of Spain, but we'd like to see a permanent office, probably in the two major towns where in Port of Spain and probably San Fernando, because there are a number of members that we have coming all the way from Port of Spain, San Fernando, Arima, Moruga, Princestown, even as far as Point 14. So over the next 5 years, I would really like to see us have open additional outlets to be able to serve these members.
The key message I'd like to leave a little viewers out: Guaymay Energy Credit Union is the credit union of Mearo and the communities around here. It is your credit union. I want to invite those people living in this community who are viewing and not a member. I encourage you to join our credit as soon as possible. All it takes is $7 to join. You can't go wrong. $2 is registration and $5 for one share. You can't go wrong. So there's no excuse why you can't join our credit union. We have a strong legacy of success, keeping your money safe, as evidenced by these awards. We'll be in existence of 40 years next year, March. So that's 40 years of continuously paying a dividend every year. And we are the Guaymay. It stands for Guaymay. So we take our name. Used to be a Moko employees, and we rename our credit union after the communities of Guaymay. So it is your credit union. I think anytime you want to do business, you should give us a look at. Especially when you borrow some money, look at the bank or the options you have, look at our options, and always do what is best for you, what is in your best interest, where you will save more money. And I'm pretty certain that it will lead you to Guaymay. So I look forward to joining us, our credit union, as soon as possible for your benefit and to keep us growing. Thank you. keep us a sustainable, successful credit union. So we look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.